Hi all, welcome back. In this video we will see how to handle checkboxes in Cypress. So for that we are going to use cy.check command. So this check command we can use both for selecting radio buttons and checking the checkboxes here. So we are using this website. So once we log in, we will navigate to dashboard. So after that we'll click on recruitment and then click on add. So there you can see there is a checkbox here. So to consent to keep the data, there is this one checkbox is there. So we are going to validate how we can check a single checkbox. And similarly we'll see how we can select multiple checkboxes also. So for that I'm going to perform I'm going to navigate to performance, and then if you click on configure, there you will see some KPI link. So once you click on KPI, you will see here there are multiple checkboxes are there. So if I select two checkboxes, and you will see here two records selected, it is displayed. And if we select two more, it says four records selected. So we will see how we can select these multiple checkboxes and how we can validate this data in this video. So yeah, let's get started with code. For that I'm navigating to Visual Studio Code, and as usual I am going to create a spec file with the name handle checkboxes.cy.js. okay, and then do a describe handle checkboxes. Okay, so as usual from my previous videos I have already explained, right? So this before hook, so I'm using it for logging into the website. So I'm going to copy paste the similar code, don't want to rewrite it again, and I'm pasting it. Okay, so I'm going to write test now. So handle checkbox scenario 1. okay, so and I'm writing a method here. If you have seen my handle text boxes method, there I have already navigated to recruitment and then click on that plus icon. So I'm directly copy pasting it from my previous test. Okay, so if I save this and if we see, if we navigate to handle checkboxes.cy, so it's logged in, and then now click on recruitment and then click on add button. So now you will see this content, this consent to keep the data checkbox. So we will see how to check this one and validate the data. Okay, so to get that checkbox, as usual I am going to use type is equal to checkbox, and then I'm going to use a check method to tick that checkbox, as it was already wrapped with some other content. I'm going to use force is equal to true, and then I need to verify whether it is checked or not. Okay, so I can how I can verify is b dot checked after checking it. Okay, so if I save the file, test get started execution, and the recruitment. Okay, and if you see, this checkbox is checked, and we can validate the data, and assertion is passed here. Okay, so this is in this way we can select a single checkbox. Okay, now see how we can select multiple checkboxes. For that I'm going to create another test handle checkbox scenario 2. Here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to performance. Okay, so to navigate to performance, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the text performance, so this one, and then now what we need to do is we need to look for this configure option. It seems the session got expired. Okay, now relogin it. Admin 1 to performance tab. If you see, there is a configure. Once you click on this configure, there is 2 drop downs, KPIs and trackers. So if you click on KPIs, you will navigate to this drop down page. Okay, so what we need to do is now after click on performance, we need to look for this configure option. So to get the configure, so here you can see there are multiple menus, right? So configure, manage, review. So for all of them they have given a class, this one. So this is configure, and if you navigate to manage reviews, so this is also same span with the same class name. So I'm going to take this one and copy it. Okay, so cy.get, and then as there are multiple, so I'm going to get the first one, and then I'm clicking on it. Okay, so if you see here, so if you observe here, the moment that I have clicked on this configure link, there if you see there is another UL element got added with name with class YXD drop down menu, and then from there we can see there are 2 LIs with this KPIs as one link and another link as trackers here. So what we need to look for is, once we click on this configure, we need to look for this Oxford drop down menu. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cy.get Oxford menu or actually drop down menu, and then so it should be, so when I click on it, it should be visible. Okay, this is also one type of validation we can do. So if you observe here, when you are clicking on the other tab, those are closing, and that one got disappeared here. If I click on it again, that drop down came again. So we need to validate. We can also validate whether it is visible or not. So once it is visible, what we need to do is, like, we need to find LI tags. Okay, from this drop down menu we need to find LI, and from the LI we can get the first one. The first one LI is this one. From there we can get the text as KPIs. Okay, so and then we can click on that KPIs. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to find element LI, and then I'm going to take the first element, and then I'm going to verify it should have a text of KPIs or not. Okay, and then once it is verified it as KPI, and then I can click on it. Okay, let's see whether it is working or not. So the first test is executing. Now the second gets started. Okay, so you can see once we click on this KPIs, this radio buttons appeared here. Okay, so now we need to select the radio buttons. So to select the radio buttons, as usual, I'm going to get element using type is equal to checkbox, and then first time I'm going to select two checkboxes, the 0th one and the first one. Okay, so after selecting 0th one and first one, what we need to do is so as these elements are wrapped with some other element, so we need to use force here. Okay, so this is not needed in all the cases, but some cases we need to write force is equal to true. Yep, I forgot to close that checkbox. So to run only the second test, I am going to use only for the scenario 2 test case. If you see here, the first 0th one position and the first one got enabled here. Okay, so if you see the checkbox, why you have given the value as 0 is, so the value of the checkbox is 0 here. Okay, and if you see there it is continuing, so the value of the checkbox is 2, so we can give the value there, so it gets checked. The value is 0. I'm not giving the indexes here, the value I have given. Okay, so once we have selected these two, we got a text here. Okay, so we need to find how many got selected here. Okay, so if we wanted to do it very quickly, so we can use this one. Okay, from the help of test runner, we can get that one. Okay, I'm copying it, and then cy.get, no need to write, it's already copied. Okay, I need to validate the text there. Should have text in the brackets 2 records selected. Okay, so similarly I'm going to select 2 more records, number 2 and number 4 maybe, and then I'm going to re-verify it with whether 4 records got selected or not. Okay, so if I save it, and if you see, it's started executing. Yeah, if you see 0, 1, 2 and 4 got selected, and you can see here also it is displaying as 4 records got selected here. So in this way we can validate checkboxes information. Thank you.